So I'm going to go from the global level to the personal level. Renza, this was a question that the group suggested I thought would be good for you. What do you consider your core values, and how have those values shaped your career? And knowing you for many different years, I can think of maybe what you're going to say, but maybe you'll surprise me. So Renza, over to you.
I feel like I'm a bit of a one-trick pony, James, so I probably won't surprise you at all. Um, the very foundation of everything that I have done in terms of diabetes advocacy has been around centering people with lived experience, and elevating the role of lived experience in the advocacy work that we do. And so my core values really are about just stepping up all the time and making sure that that happens. I also understand that I have been in an extraordinarily privileged position where I have very much been inside the tent and have been able to do that. But what that has taught me, I think, is that having positions where we have an ability to influence is really important. And we can only do that when we have a seat at the table. And to, that's really hard going a lot of the time. That seat is not generally handed to us. Nobody pulls it out for us. Nobody invites us. And to use a quote by the incredible advocate from the US, Chelsea Rice, if they don't have a seat for you, bring one. And I have brought many seats, but what I've always done and has become another value of mine is made sure that I've brought an extra seat along or two for other people as well. Um, you know, Advocacy is a really hard gig. It's a slow burn. And I guess when I'm also thinking about other values, it's also, it took me a long, I'm not all that bright. It took me a long time to realize this, but burnout is real and looking after ourselves is real as well. And we're doing something that's really tough. We're living with type 1 with diabetes. We're living with diabetes every day, which on its own is really tough. But then we're also getting into the trenches and really trying to improve outcomes for ourselves and for others. But the thing that I really would like to highlight is that living with diabetes itself is an act of advocacy. And we really need to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves while we're doing that. And I feel that I really want to encourage everybody to think about how they incorporate that into what they're thinking and what their values are as advocates. Thanks, James.
Thank you, Renza. And I think we all should try to bring as many seats as are needed because I mean, I'm no longer on contract with anyone, so I can definitely tell uh, the vibe definitely changes when you disclose sometimes that you have diabetes. All of a sudden, you're no longer an objective, published person who is in multiple peer review articles, who's been on expert panels. All of a sudden, when they see you bring out the insulin pen, sometimes the vibe's a little bit different. Sometimes you're no longer invited for the dinner after the meeting, but that's just me. But maybe it isn't just me.